Hello, everyone. Today I am here with January's monthly closeout, and I'm just gonna jump into it because I'm trying to squeeze this in before my kids come home from school. So let's get started. Okay. Um, so first, cell phones, we were over by $44.05. That is because my daughter got a new phone and they charge us like a, what do you call that? Not registration fee, activation fee, I guess. So I just need to cover that, and I'm going to cover that with this monthly fixed cushion that I have in our bill account. So that was 44.05 for cell phones. And then we were over an Easy Pass by $15. So just going to cover that. All right, and that was it for monthly bills that we were over on. Next month, though, or I should say this month because we're already in February, it's going to be a doozy when I close it out because they reconciled our electric bill and it wasn't pretty. But that'll be next month's closeout video where I cry over that. Um, anyway, groceries. I, I I got no words for groceries because we are over by $741.82, and we spent $17.31, and that doesn't even include any takeout that we did. Like I'm thinking this is because we did go to Costco for my older two when they went back to school in January, so I can kind of attribute some of it to that, I guess, but it's still a ridiculous amount of money on groceries. But anyway, we're over by $741.82. So I am going to cover it from Saving Sweep. So we do have extra money in Saving Sweep because we have my husband's annual bonus that came in the very last paycheck of December. So it kind of got tossed into here. But anyway, let's cover the groceries, which was $741.82. Um, and then for kid car maintenance, my one daughter got wiper blades when we were at Costco, getting her all set to go back to school. And my other daughter needed an oil change, so this is oil for her and stuff for her oil change. Um, this was part of her Christmas gift. She wanted a remote starter for her car, and so my in laws got her the remote starter for her car. So you'll see that got reimbursed. So that actually cancels itself out. But yeah, anyway, we are over in kid car maintenance. I don't budget for this category because typically my kids, once they get licensed, not while they have their permit, but once they get licensed, they're responsible for their car and the maintenance and gas and insurance, because we treat cars as privileges here. So that's on them once they are fully licensed. We will pay for things until they get their license, though. In this case, though, we did cover this for my older two. I think I was just feeling generous. I don't know. So, anyway, we have to cover it. 67.86. So, and then for kids' car registration, my 16-year-old's car needed I don't know why I put this under registration because it was its inspection. Maybe I didn't have a category for kids' car inspection, but anyway, her car needed to be inspected. She is not licensed yet, so that falls on us. And it was $37. And for my personal purchases, I'm overspent by $101.41. I don't budget for this category, so if I do buy anything for myself, it will automatically go negative. Same thing with this also. The kid car stuff, like we don't budget for that, so those things, if we do spend money, just automatically go negative. But anyway, I think I bought, let's see, books. And my daughter has a domain that she's not doing anything with it, to be honest, and probably should get rid of it. And she's had it forever, for like since she was like 13 or whatever. She told me she wanted to do like some kind of YouTube channel and this or that, but whatever. I just categorize it under my own personal purchases. And because it auto paid and I didn't catch it. But I definitely need to ask her about that because we probably should just like not renew it next time. But anyway, so 101.41 is there we go. 101.41 is my personal purchases. So restaurant and entertainment were over by $109.58. We normally budget $120, which is probably not enough money for this category, if I'm being honest. A lot of these numbers that I budget out, just so you guys know, are old. They're like the original numbers that we first kind of got started with. I really haven't changed much of the numbers here at all. But it definitely costs way more money to go out and do anything with. There's four typically at this point because my older two are at college, but even six of us when they are home. And they were home for a good part of January, so yeah. But anyway, $109.58 is what we were over. So for restaurant and entertainment. Office supplies, we were over by $77.34. Not sure what we bought a shredder. Whiteout also, but a shredder. So I have a shredder. It's probably about 15 years old at this point, and it's like a small one. It's not that big, and I just shred a lot of stuff. Like I don't any credit card offers we get, like almost anything that could be attached to like you know our personal information. I shred old insurance policies, like when we get our new insurance policy, all that stuff. And anyway, our shredder has seen better days. It was not work. It hasn't been working for a long time, and I've been like fighting with it. So I finally broke down and bought a new one, and it's amazing. It's like an Amazon Basics, but still, like it's big. It has like large capacity, which is good because that was part of the problem. The other one was small, and all the papers kept backing up into the feeder thing. It was a whole thing. But anyway, I broke down and got another one because it's tax season, and I'm like emptying old tax files to make room for new tax files, and yeah, it just needed to happen. But anyway, now we have to cover the overage, which was $77.34. And school events, Guys, why are yearbooks so expensive? So we're over by 171.99 because I bought two yearbooks, two high school yearbooks, one for my daughter and one for my son. $194.99 for two yearbooks. I got no words. Like, why? Can't we find a more economical solution? Um, I don't know. But anyway, I have to cover the overage there. So that's 171.99. I just think it's these prices are so crazy. Like, I'm grateful that I can do it, but I just think like not everyone can do that, and why are we making these prices so outrageous for those types of things? It shouldn't be that much money. It really shouldn't. Um but anyway, so now all of our overspending for the month of January is covered. That leaves us with $2,651.11. Normally, I don't have this much, and I just put all of it towards the savings challenges that I do. But because this is a lot of money, I'm probably not going to put all of it towards savings challenges. I'm probably going to, I think, take, I don't know, maybe 2,000 of it and put it straight towards one of our categories. I'm not sure which one. I'll have to look at them and see and make decisions and talk to my husband because we also are in the process of doing our taxes. And so it looks like we're going to get like somewhere around $13,000 back between state and federal. So I'll have to look at how that all plays out to try to figure out where I want to put like a chunk of that money and then only use some of that for saving challenges. But anyways, that'll be you'll see all that take place in the saving challenge video and in the transfer Tuesday videos that come up following this. So we can jump over to see what the overall spending was for the month of January. And let's see. So overall for the month of January, we spent $7,794.98. And the bulk of that is on our monthly fixed expenses. So we'll just click into the monthly fixed expenses, and for that, $4,200.32. So of that, $2,687.44 was our mortgage. $501.81 was our car insurance. $280 was our ONAR, which is our gas and electric. My husband's life insurance was $200.01. Our cell phones was $183.50, and that is for 5 cell phones. So yeah, 5. My youngest, my son, is the one that's not on that. Water is $114.60, and my life insurance is $98.36 again. That is double. So most likely the bill came in early for February, and I just have to adjust the date. Usually what I do is I usually hope I catch it before I'm filming this, and I will adjust the date in the software so that instead of like billing, let's say January 30th, I just change it to February 1st in the software so it just counts towards next month. But I did not do that. So this is probably January and February combined. But anyway, $98.36. I will probably fix that off camera so that it's more accurate. Internet was $89.60, and EasyPass we spent $45. So altogether that came to $4,200.32 for our monthly fixed expenses. So that was obviously the bulk of this $7,794.98. Um, Next, we spent on weekly expenses. This category is called weekly expenses, or category group rather is called weekly expenses. It's mostly groceries and gas is what mostly comes out of here, but we do have our kids' college stuff coming out of here as well. So, the bulk of that was groceries, $1,731.82. There go my dogs. I think my kids might be actually coming home. Okay, hopefully this works. So, my kids came home. The dog started barking. I stopped for a minute, but I didn't shut off the camera. And then it automatically shut it off because it was out of space. Whole big thing. Anyway. So where was I? So for groceries, we spent $1,731.82. For my husband's gas, we spent $183.75. For my gas, we spent $157.60. It says we spent 1 cent on my husband's work expenses. I don't know. We have that category because sometimes he has to buy stuff for work and get reimbursed. Maybe we didn't get reimbursed the whole thing. I'm not worried about a penny. And then we spent $265 on my daughter's college expenses. It technically, I guess, wasn't college related, but she had to pay for her teaching exams. I think that's what that was for. But anyway, all of that, all combined, came to $2,332.19 for the weekly category. And then for our last category, the sinking fund category, we spent $1,262.47. So we paid $264.10 towards my other daughter's college costs. I believe that was, and then we spent a total of $229.58 on eating out for the month of January. And school events, $194.99. That was those yearbooks that were way overpriced in my opinion. Office supplies, $181.20, and that was mostly the shredder that I purchased. And for my son's lacrosse, we spent $118.46. That was for his helmet. So he isn't going to be on the high school lacrosse team, and we had to purchase his helmet. So my in-laws did give him money towards it. For Christmas, they gave him $350, so we ended up picking up the balance on that. So it says we spent $118.46 on towards his helmet. Doctor's co-pays $102. Personal purchases, $101.41. That was the books and the domain that my daughter has that she's doing nothing with. Kid car maintenance, $68.30. That was oil for my one daughter's car and wipers for my other daughter's car. Tithe was $40. The kid car registration was actually inspection for my 16-year-old daughter's car, and car inspection for my husband's car. And then it says Liam's personal purchase, $7.49, because he got a gift card for PlayStation, I think it was. I don't know, I can't keep up with it, but he got a gift card and then he joined so that he could play live with his cousins. And then the gift card, it went over the amount of the gift card, so it was $7.49 that ended up on my credit card, so that we had to cover. New track phones, $5.99. What did we spend? Okay, so I'm gonna have to fix that later because both my older daughters that are in college have Apple Music. For some reason, it's linked to my husband's Apple account and comes on our credit card. They do pay us back for that. I usually have a weekly miscellaneous category that I just put that into, and then they refund us. For some reason that got categorized differently, so I'm gonna have to go back in and recategorize that correctly and make sure that we actually got paid for it. I think we did. I think she gave us the money for that, but anyway, I'll look at that off camera. So that's actually not accurate. Prescriptions $3.63. And this stuff's all zero. So altogether, all of that came to $1,262.47 for our sinking funds categories that we spent. And all together, all combined, that came to $7,794.98. That is mind blowing. I know I say that every time, but I'm just like it just shouldn't be this much money. It should not be this expensive to live. But it is. I really seriously worry about like my kids and like how they're gonna eventually be able to afford a house. The average houses, at least where we are like $500,000 is like a starter. It's insane. I I don't know what I don't know, guys. This economy is like crazy. But anyway, that's it for the closeout for the month of January. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, share my channel with others, and may God shine his light upon you and fill your days with many blessings. See you in the next video. Bye.